Shut up and sit down.
Oh, hello and welcome to another tips and tricks video. Today I'm going right back to basics. There's a lot of you out there who've had multiple Toyotas, and you'll know where all the controls are in the car for setting things up when you first get the car. But there are people out there that have never owned a Toyota before, and the whole idea of this video is to show them how to do the basic setup on their car the day they pick it up. Just show them where all the levers are, what the levers do, what the switches do, how to use them, how to get into the car, what the buttons do on the key fob, how do you set your Apple CarPlay up, Android Auto, how to turn the heater on and off, how to turn the wipers on and off, lights. I'm just going to break it down into sections and start as if you've never owned a Toyota before. And I'm just going to run through the basics to get you out of the dealer showroom with the car set up for you as an individual and get you comfy in the car and give you some idea before you start delving deeper into the systems on the car and the controls on the car. I'm just going to do the basics. So come along with me now, and I hope you enjoy the video. Right, so here we are now in our Toyota dealership. Obviously we're not in a Toyota dealership. We're in a very beautiful part of North Wales, up on top of a mountain, but imagine you're in your Toyota dealership and the salesman has just given you the keys for the first time, and there's your car in the showroom that you've been presented with. First, how do you get into it? Depending on model, you'll all get a key fob like this. To get into it, two buttons, lock and unlock. You're going to hit the unlock button if that's the system you've got on your car. You're going to spend the next 5 minutes walking around the car, having a good look at it and wondering what everything does in it. On some of the higher level models, to get into the car, again, you've been given your keys, you throw them in your pocket because you don't need them, and you've got keyless access via the door handle. All I did there was put my hand behind the door handle, the sensors behind the door handle, to open it. To lock it, you just touch them little marks on the door handle. If you haven't got that system, again, you're going to go back to your key and push the lock function on the key. So that's the first thing you're going to do. Right, you figured out how to open the car. What's the first thing most people do when they get a car? They need to adjust the seat and the steering wheel. Depending on grade, you'll always get height adjustable seat on the driver's side On some of them you'll get adjustable height on the passenger seat as well. And what you'll find on the seat is 1, 2 and the bar underneath. That one's self-explanatory, that's on every car or some function of it. I'm not going to do it on my driver's seat, I'm going to go to the passenger seat to show you this because I've got my seat in the perfect position. So let's go to my passenger seat because the functions are the same on my passenger seat as the driver's seat. So the first thing you're going to do is pull that lever up and get your seat in the position you want to sit in. The second thing I always do when I'm setting the new car up, going to try a new camera out later as well, is this lever here. That lever there is the lever for moving the backrest. So that lever is just pulled up, then you can adjust the backrest of the seat to the desired position. So if I sit in the car, go down to that lever, I can then put the seat all the way back, let it come back up, get myself in a comfy position. So now I've set that up and I've set the backrest up. The next lever, this one here, is the height adjuster. So if I pull that up, the seat moves up. I'll get out the car to do that. You can see the seat going up. All I'm doing is and the seat raises until you reach a stop. That seat's now at its highest position. If I now push it down, see if we can get a fixed point so you can see the seat going down. And I'm going to go as low as it'll go. Till you reach a stop. Seat's at its lowest position now. So them are the 3 seat controls on the car. Forwards and backwards. Rear backrest adjuster and height adjuster. That's on every Yaris on the driver's seat. And some of the higher grades gets the height adjuster on the passenger seat. The next thing you're going to want to set up is your steering wheel. So we'll go back to the driver's side and I'll show you the 2 adjustments on the steering wheel. Right, so we're in the car and we've got the seat in the position we want it. Next thing you're going to have to set up, where do you want the steering wheel? You've got 2 adjustments on your steering wheel. And the little lever is here on the left hand side. All you do is push it down. So that's in its lock position, that's in its unlock position. And the adjustments you've got are up and down, in and out. You've got a lot of movement on that in and out. And you've got quite a bit of movement on the up and down. Once you've set your steering wheel up, lock it in position with the lock lever. Now you won't move that steering wheel, you've set it in its position. Now, how do you actually turn the car on? This is grade dependent, but you'll do one thing in both ignition key cars and push button cars. The first thing you'll do is put your foot on the brake. If it's push button start like mine, it actually tells you on the screen, press brake pedal and push the power switch to start. So now I'm just going to push the button once and take my foot off the brake pedal, and the car will come alive and it will say ready on the dashboard. Your car's now ready to drive away. If you've got a car with an ignition switch, the ignition switch will be here. The procedure for that is foot on the brake, key in the ignition, turn the ignition as far as it will go, and the car will then say ready on the dashboard. It's ready to drive. So that's how you turn the car on or power it up. Right, we're in the car, we've got the seat in the right position, we've got the steering wheel in the right position, and we know how to power the car up. The next important thing to set up is your mirrors. The rear view mirror, everybody knows how to set a rear view mirror up. You just grab hold of it and adjust it to the position you want, so you've got a view out the back window. So you get that view in the mirror. Now the electric mirrors, they're all controlled off this switch panel here on the driver's door. And this is the electric window mirror toggle switch. That's in its neutral position at the moment. It's neither going to adjust left or right. You rotate it to the left. That now becomes, let's see if I can show you that better. My hand was in the way. That's in its lock position where it does nothing. If you rotate it to the left, this now becomes a joystick. And each one of them movements changes the glass. So I've got that set in the left position. And if you play around with that now, you can see the mirror glass. If you go left and right on the toggle switch, you move the glass in that orientation. If you push it away from you, it pushes the lens up, so you're getting a view of the sky. Pull it towards you, it brings the lens back down, and you adjust your mirror like that. I'll show you the 3 or 4 movements on this. So it goes forward, The glass goes up to the sky, pull it towards you, it rotates the glass back round, push it to the right, moves the glass into the car, pull it to the left, glass moves out. You get the picture. Them are the basic controls. And to do the right hand mirror is exactly the same. You rotate it back to the middle, turn it to the right, and you go through the same procedure on the driver's side mirror. So now the car's set up for you, mirrors, steering wheel, seat, and you're ready to go. Now let's move to the big screen in the middle of the car. I've got satellite navigation in this car built in. Again, you're not all going to have that, and you're going to have to rely on Android Auto or Apple CarPlay. And the setup for that is really, really easy. You've got your mobile phone and you've got a lead that connects to your mobile phone. And that's the size of USB connector that connects into that USB port on the car. So let's put my phone where it lives. And put the lead in. So we've put the phone into the car now. Now you need to tell the car whether you're on Android Auto or your Apple CarPlay. Don't be scared by all these buttons. They're really simple. Find the button that says Setup. It's on the left hand side and it's the bottom of the push buttons. Push it once and you'll be presented with a menu. And you need to be in General. Move to the other side of the screen and you'll see a scroll up and down button. But the menu we're looking for is, you've got clock, language, customize home screen, voice recognition, and then it says preferred service. You won't all have Toyota Online on your cars because a lot of them aren't Wi-Fi enabled. This one is. It says Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, and you toggle between the two of them. I'm on Apple CarPlay, so I select Apple CarPlay. If you're on Android, select Android Auto. That's it, your phone is now set up. Car knows what it is, and every time you plug your phone in, it'll recognise the phone. So let's go back to menu. And it'll bring you to another screen. This has got 7 apps on it. Push your Apple CarPlay button. I think the first time you ever plug it in, you'll be presented with a screen like this. And it'll have all the apps on the screen that your car can use. Phone, music, if you've got music on your phone, Apple Maps, You'll get your messages on the big screen. It'll even read them out when they come through. Your Toyota button, which takes you back to that screen, where if you then press info, you can get all the information on the car, fuel consumption, information on your fuel usage on the trip that you're going to make for 15 minutes, or your energy monitor, which will show you how much battery you've got and where the energy is coming from to move the car. So let's go back to menu, Apple CarPlay. So that's how you get into that system. That's how you get your Apple CarPlay or your Android Auto working. Right, let's move on to the stalks. We'll start with the stalk on the right hand side of the steering wheel, because this one does all your wiper functions. That's its off position. Then you've got, as it says on here, auto, slow speed wipers, down again, fast speed wipers. That's the front wiper blades. Everything is, all the functions are marked out on the stalk. You'll probably get the car in the off position, but if you flick it up once, you'll get one sweep of the wipers. We're in the off position. One speed, two speed. You also have a function on there called auto. And up above the windscreen here, there is a rain sensor. And the moment it starts raining and the car thinks, oh, I need to put the wipers on, it'll do it for you. But you can also adjust the sensitivity of that on this rotating switch, and there's 3 settings on it: minimum, medium, actually I counted that wrong, there's 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 4 settings. So you can set that up how you like it. We'll move further across the stalk now, and we'll pull it towards us. That fires front screen wash. Something Toyota are good at. They always fire the screen wash first, delay the wiper blade. So you've always got screen wash on the screen when the wipers come across. That's a feature I like on all Toyotas. Not all manufacturers do that. Some of them, you'll pull the stalk, wipers will go, then the screen wash will start. That can scratch windscreens. Now, the very last part of the stalk also rotates, and that's for the rear wiper. If you put it in that position, you'll get intermittent wipe on the rear wiper, that position, the wiper is continuous. Now it's off. To fire the rear wiper, windscreen washer part of the system, you pull it towards you. But what Toyota don't do here is arm the rear wiper when you pull it. You will just get screen wash. Then you have to rotate the rear wiper arm to wipe the windscreen wiper. That again means you've always got screen wash on the rear screen before the wiper blade goes. Toyota have done that for years and I like that function. So that's our wiper blade stalk that does everything. Front, rear, front screen wash, rear screen wash. Right, now we're going to move to the left-hand stalk. This one's all for the control of lights and indicators. Indicators are simple. Up for right, down for left. Flash high beam, that flashes high beam. When the lights are on, if you push it forward, high beam comes on, pull it back, you're back onto low beam. We'll work in on this stalk. Your light controls. I've got auto lights on this car and I cannot turn my lights off. There is no off on this particular stalk. So my lights will come on automatically when the daylight starts to fade, or you've probably gone under a tunnel and you've seen the tail lights on the car come on, come out of the tunnel and they've gone off. That's their auto light system detecting dark outside, so it's automatically put the lights on for them. That's where my lights live. They're always there. If we go to the first mark on the stalk, let's go see what the headlights do. All you've got on is your daylight running lights, nothing else. Side lights basically. If you turn it there, which is now technically turned the headlights on, which is confirmed by the light on the dash, we should have headlights. And we do. We've got headlights. We've got tail lights and number plate lights on. So that's your lights sorted out. Now, if you've got fog lights fitted on your car, which will always have a rear fog light, not all models come with front. As we move down the stalk, we've got another rotating part of the stalk, which is marked with a 0, which is fog lights off. First position will light up a light on the dash next to the headlight warning light. That turns front fog lights on. Again, let's get out the car and show you. my front fog lights have now illuminated. But the rear one hasn't. So we've got one more position on that switch. So if I now flick that switch, and it always goes, you just do that to flick it on, just rotate it. That turns the rear fog light on. There's another light up there that now tells you the rear fog light's on. And the rear fog light is like a Formula 1 car, is smack bang in the middle. To turn it off, you just rotate that. Again, light's gone out. And the fog light's gone out. So that's all the functions on the left-hand stalk. I think the last thing I need to put into this video, being as it's only a video on the basics of the operation of the car, to get you home before you start playing with all the other functions, is aircon and heater, or HVAC as they call it. To turn it on, you've got two ways of turning it on. You can either turn the automatic climate control on, the air conditioning, by pushing that button, and the air conditioning will come on, either cool the car down or heat it up. To change your temperature, you rotate these switches. This one's got dual climate control in it, so passenger can alter their own and have their own temperature on their side of the car. I think that's just a gimmick. The car's so small, I don't know how it can differentiate between passenger side and driver's side, but it's on the car. So yeah, all the way down or all the way up. So that's how you turn the aircon on. And to push it up, turn it off, there's a row of buttons here, and the one there, the very last one on the right, is the off button. If you don't want the air conditioning on, there's a couple of buttons here that have got a picture of a fan on them. Small fan, big fan. Big fan, as you can hear, turns the fan speed all the way up. Little one turns the fan speed down. The button next to fan speed down will direct the air to where you want it to go. Then you've got air from the outside or your recirculation button. And the last button going this way is air conditioning on, but not auto like you get with that button. We'll work that way now. from the fast fan speed button. There's three systems built in. What they call fast aircon, which uses maximum power, like a medium aircon, which is, as it suggests, it's just air conditioning, and then you have an eco function, which keeps the car warm, but it uses less energy, less electrical energy to do it, so it can conserve some battery. So I'll turn the air conditioning off for now. The next button, heated windscreen, and that controls the blowers to put the hot air and demist your front windscreen. And next to that, heated rear windscreen button, and then we get back to the off button. Some of the basics of the air conditioning. I think all them functions will get you home. And the very last function is your gear selector. And if you've never driven an automatic before, it's very simple. You can only start and turn the car off in park, but that lever is locked. Even if you push the little button on the front of the gear lever, it's still locked. The only way to unlock it is put your foot on the brake, pull the button on the front of the gear lever, and now you can cycle through all the gears. So you've got park, foot on the brake, pull the button. You've got to keep your foot on the brake, because the moment you put it into reverse, the car starts moving. Neutral, drive, and you need to pull the button to go into B, and B is engine braking. When you're going down a really steep hill, you can put it into B. Use the engine to slow you down rather than using the foot brake, and it works very well. So I think following all them little steps will get your car to a point where you can drive it out of the dealership and drive it home and go and enjoy your life with your Toyota. Thanks for watching another North Wales side-by-side video from the Yaris GR Sport. If you like these videos, please consider clicking like below, and please consider subscribing, because it helps the channel the more subscribers I get, and it means I can make more videos. Thanks once again for watching.